Hi, lovely people. Welcome to today's video, and I'm so delighted to have you here today, and I hope you're doing well. Today I want to speak to you about something that I am exceptionally passionate about, and which is just so cool because it's so true and so real and just so relevant to all of our lives. So I want to talk to you about choosing your thoughts. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So Dr. Caroline Leaf wrote this book called, Switch on Your Mind, okay? Which I haven't read personally, but my father read it and he has told me much about it. And I've just heard many wonderful things about this book. So I would just recommend it even though I haven't read it. But a few concepts that she talks about, or like the main concept, is actually what I want to talk about today, which is just so cool. So she talks about, or she says, this is a quote from her book, Dr. Caroline Leaf, moment by moment, day by day, we are redesigning the brain by our thinking, okay? So what she talks about here is this concept of neurogenesis, which is literally where brain tissue in your mind gets renewed and new pathways, new neurons are built. So for a long time, people and psychologists and whoever thought that the brain didn't change, like it once you reach a certain age, then your brain just stops growing or changing. But what they discovered later on, luckily, is that that's not the case, and that your brain literally keeps on changing every day, and that is just so cool. So another quote I want to read from her book, Dr. Caroline Leaf, is, each time a thought dominates your conscious mind, you can do something with it. You are not a victim of your biology. You can control your reactions to events and circumstances. You can choose to keep your thinking the same or change it. Either way, protein synthesis happens. The toxic memory will either be changed or strengthened. So what makes this so cool to me is the fact that it is a biblical principle. It's not just biology and psychology and your brain changes and neurogenesis and all that. It's actually it is that, but it's also biblical principle. So we can find this in let me just see where this was. So in 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5, this is quite a well-known scripture, but I'm just going to read it to you because it's like so amazing. So it says, we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. And then verse 6, and we will be ready to punish every act of disobedience once your obedience is complete. But the important thing I want to focus on there is we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. And this is just such an amazing thing that the Lord has been journeying through with me the past year, and it's so amazing because it's so real and it's so true. Okay, and then also Romans 12 verse 2, which says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by renewing your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what's God's will, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. But what I want to focus on there again is that renewal of the mind. So this process of neurogenesis, which is psychological and biological and scientifically proven, it's also mentioned or thought of in the spiritual realm, that we renew our minds, and that just puts another dimension to it, which just makes me so excited because it's just it's so real and so relevant and so true, and that's just amazing. Okay, and then I want to just give you 3 I think like truths or just things you need to remember, think about with this process of choosing your thoughts. So the first thing is, this is an active process. So it doesn't just, one day you wake up and it just starts happening, or, it just the process just, goes on by itself. This is something you need to choose, and you need to choose it every day. And it's hard, it's difficult, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is, but it's so worth it, and it's so good, and it helps so much. It changes your life, your everyday walk through this life. It's really amazing, but it is an active decision you need to make every day, something you need to choose constantly, over and over and over. Then the second thing that I want to point out is that it takes time, a lot of time. It's not a quick fix thing. I worked through something at the beginning of the year, or had an experience, and it took me, only actually now do I feel, okay, I think I might have this thing under control now, and it's been 6 months. So it doesn't necessarily have to take 6 months, but I just want to say is that it takes a while, and your brain literally needs to reconstruct. A really cool metaphor my father once shared with me is this idea that let's imagine like a mountain, and then you have this same path that you always drive around the mountain, and it's basically a highway, and it's a tarred road, and it's very you drive this road quite a lot. So see that road as the thing you want to conquer, or the sin, or the thought that you want to get rid of. So in order to not take that route anymore, you need to build a new road. But that takes a lot of time, and it takes effort. So now you need to, first of all, take a, I don't know what, a panga or something, and just cut down bushes, to make a new road, and sort of get the bushes and the grass and everything out of the way. Then you need to flatten that area, and in time you need to, tar the road. But the point I want to make is that you have to walk that road a few times to make a new road, and do a few things to get that to become the highway that you used to drive on. And only after a long while, after tarring the road and after painting it with the paint on the road, the lines, then alone can you take that road. And even then, when the tar road's built, there's still going to be a tar road here. So you're still going to actively have to choose to take that tar road. And in time, this tar road will, become not drivable anymore, and the bushes will grow over the road and stuff. So think about it like that. So I think have patience with yourself and have grace with yourself, because it's a process. It's not a quick fix, like we said. Okay, and then one last thing is that thoughts and emotions are not wrong. They are not wrong, like we spoke of in a previous video. I'll link it up here about how Jesus is relatable. We saw how Jesus felt emotions, just like we do. So feeling emotions and having certain thoughts are not, or thinking is not wrong, but being controlled by your emotions and controlled by your thoughts, that's the problem. So just remember that, in terms of mindset. Okay, and then 2 last verses I just want to share with you, just on what you think about and the things that you allow to enter your mind, or the thoughts you allow. Colossians 3 verse 2 says, "Set your minds on things above and not on earthly things." And in Philippians 4 verse 8 we read, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think of such things." So I think that's basically what I want to say in a nutshell. Realize how awesome it is that we can choose our thoughts, and we can take captive our thoughts and make it subject to God and His power. But also realize that it is a challenge you need to take on. It's hard, it's difficult, it takes time, it's an active choice, but it's so worth it, and it helps so very much I really hope that you can try this out, because from my experience, this is something amazing, and I think something that a lot of people, if more people could choose this, I think it would make life easy in a way. Easy in the sense that the end result is just so amazing. So yeah, guys, that was today's video. That was just a quick chat about renewing your thoughts and taking captive your thoughts, and just choosing your thoughts, really. I really hope you could have learned something. Go and check out Caroline Leaf's book. I'll also read it or listen to an audiobook, but I think it's a really cool concept, so delve into that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and be sure to leave me some comments in the comment section just on any content you'd like to see in the future. I'd love to hear about that. This was taking your thoughts captive, choosing your thoughts, and I'm Grete. Bye guys.